Hey, Coach, I'm so excited you found us on YouTube. First of all, go subscribe and like. That means so much to us, and we're trying to get to 100,000. That's kind of our goal. Second thing is make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you want to win more games, have more fun in less time, hundreds of videos, less than $1 a day. It's unbelievable. You get my personal email address. You get everything. You too can become a better basketball coach. Let me help you put some championship banners in your gym. So let me help you do that. Go over and check it out. Let's head off to the video.
Keep it
All
secret.
right,
Good.
welcome to high school hoops. We're talking about some super duper secret stuff that we can't
Secrets.
share. Anyway, well, my team.
Yeah.
Before we jump into today's topic, we are going to talk about our two sponsors. First of all, is teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The one-stop shop, everything like we were talking about last week that you need to become a better basketball coach. Lots of changes, lots of price increases coming up. Yeah, got to pay the bills. I'm gonna have 2 kids in college next year, and I make like $3,000 for coaching basketball 24/7, 365
Yeah.
days a year. So
Whatever. You've been doing it for 30 years. That's
a
not an
long time.
excuse.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. And then also go over and check out Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. We own 3 of them. That's all I can say. Mention us and they'll give you $450 off. All right. So situations. Let's talk about this. End of game situations. I think this is I have a course coming out. I don't think I'm going to get it out this year. I'm not super happy with where it is right now. So I'm kind of sitting on it. Hoping to get it out by next year. Anyway, I'm not happy with it, so I'm not going to publish it until I'm good with it. But anyway, here's my thought of situations, and tell me if you think. Let's say your season starts in November and ends in March. It should be like a line. Like you shouldn't be working on situations. Now, will you have close situations early in the season? Possibly, but it should get more as you get closer to March. So it's like a line starting with 0 and eventually going up to like 10 minutes a day or something like that.
Yeah. The one thing that I started when you started Teach Hoops was and I was doing situations, but when I started doing conferences with you is that I started doing more situations throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
And I had cards, or I would have 5 or 6 situations that I wanted to work off. And then I had a checklist of, all right, I haven't done this in a while. I want to do this in a while. And I did more of it through mentorship with you. And then we did a lot of it when I was at coaching college, because the situations are actually every 30 seconds. With the shot clock, you have a lot of situations because you got 10 seconds left on the clock. This is the situation. So always had to be prepared for that 10-second shot clock situation. All part of the game. You know what I mean? So,
and what I tell people too is the situations are for the kids, but they're also for you as the high school coach. Like you want to do these situations because you have to think on your feet. You have to be ready to design it. You have to be ready to, here's what we're going to run. We're going to run this. So I think it's not only practice for the players, but it's practice for you. And to be honest with you, there's an infinite number of situations that you can do. A couple of years ago, I made an app even that's like free. You can go online and it's in the Apple Store and Google Store, whatever. And it's just basically a clock and you put it in and it will give you different situations. So there's infinite number of those possibilities out there that you can do as far as situations go. But I think you have to practice it. Like, are you going to foul when you're up 3 with 7 seconds to go? We're going to have a 12-hour discussion about that. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to foul, you got to practice fouling. And we practiced fouling last week. We practiced how to fake getting fouled. Like, the exact, we did. We practiced it because if you don't practice it, they don't know how to do it. So I think those are the things that you have to think about. You don't want to be that guy at the end of the game and not have something at the end. Okay, you're down 2, you're down 1. Let's say you're down 1 full court and there's 3 seconds to go. What are you running? Do you know? You better know. You better have practiced it. You better have talked about it. You got to go the full length of the court. So I think those are the things as a coach, and that's why I'm working on that. But anyway, that's why you got to think about what.
So can I ask you another thing too? Is that, do you feel like you put yourself as a coach in a situation to say, what if? kind of at some standpoint too. So let's say that you haven't played a 3-2 zone all year against it. Or do you feel that your team would be prepared to do that against an opponent in the playoffs, or if they threw it against you, or a 1-3-1 or a box and one? Do you have those in your back pocket? I mean, that's just, or you just kind of figure it out as you go.
Well, and I like changing up. I do. I kind of figure out as I go, but I always have those in my pocket, and I always like.
I kept a binder. One thing I kept a binder, and I had it on my bench, and I had it tabulated. So if something were to happen, I always had my binder to go to if I needed to for situations in game in a game. But I'm asking you, are there, when we get to playoff time, are we thinking about what happens if this happens, or do we just kind of go with the flow?
I think you got to practice it. I mean,
right.
I always like changing up in situations. So we've been playing man, and you got the ball, and we're up 4 with 30 seconds. I'm probably going to change my defense on you.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah, because it's going to make you so I'm always trying to I'm playing chess versus you, and I'm
so
trying
can
to
I ask you too, do you often, I think a lot of people, when they do situations, it tends to be more offensive oriented, when I do think sometimes you need to be able to practice defensive situations too.
You do.
So let's say you're down by 4, right? Or that's the change of defense when unexpected. All right. What can we do? And we might not even tell. If you get to a point really with your team, you should be able to do things that maybe your other coach is coaching the other team, and they have no idea what you're going to do, because that really makes it game like,
right.
Oh my God, I had no idea. We called a timeout, and they've been playing man the last 2 possessions, and they went a 3-2 trapping corner zone, whatever, for that much, whatever. I mean, that's just good things to do with your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you got to rep it. It's like anything. You got to rep it. 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 And again, let us know if you have any comments on this, your thoughts on end of game situations, we play halves here. So we spend a little less time because we don't have end of quarters as much as we have end of halves now. We used to spend a lot more time.
I have one more question to you. What do you do in this situation when shots aren't falling? What would you do? What would you tell a coach to do at that point?
When shots aren't falling?
Your team just not making any.
You got to get to the rim, and you got to get to the free throw line. So you can stop that by getting the ball inside and attacking, or attacking off the dribble. You got to get to the rim.
So sometimes situations not necessarily have to, I stumbled there, necessarily have to be something on the clock, right? It could be how the momentum or the speed of play, right?
Yes.
Because we talk about how momentum happens, right? And it could either hinder or make us successful. What are we doing in that situation? How to control tempo, and what are we doing when shots aren't falling? Those are all part of situations. It's not just saying there's 4 seconds on the clock, we're in bonus.
And those are important too. They're both important.
Right.
I agree.
They're both. But I also I think coaches need to be in a framework of mind that situations is a bigger topic than just, seconds and so forth. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Till next week, Coach. Anything else?
Nope, we're good.
All right. Till next week. Bye.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Second all, go check ttroops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you put banners and stuff in your gym and become a nationally ranked coach, win more games in less time. ttroops.com is a community that will allow you to do that. Go over and check it out, and go check the next video out. Bye.